you serious? Okay, so apparently I haven't been recording. Hey man, I did all of this, man. I had a prayer going, you know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't I did our reading, okay? I did all of this and it looks like see I got the funniest phone, man. I lost my phone. Some of y'all know that I lost all my contacts and all that, which is good. So it was like all of the contacts that were in that phone, I didn't need them. but but I got a new phone. So this new phone though, it's not a smartphone, yo. It's stupid. I got a stupid phone. All right, but let me stop. Let me stop for the phone to cut off on me. I think it's intelligent. You know. Anyway, it's stupid, but it's intelligent. Anyway, so we did all of this, right? November 26th through December 3rd, we just pulled Herukahuti Chema'at Amenhetep, right? Herukahuti Chema'at Amenhetep. Okay. We got a long way just now, right? Okay. So, right, and what I said was that I was gonna pause this to do a little bit of meditation real quick. Some of y'all here to sleep in me, right? I kind of purposely wanted to be in this state. I just came from out the dream state. I was very peaceful. Like, I was talking about it. Like, I felt like when I woke up just now, I felt like the angels was like massaging my body. You know what I mean? Which is was necessary. You know what I mean? I've been very active, but yeah. So let me slow it down. Right? I'll be right back. Okay. So, all right. So before I get into the reading, Spirit told me to once again clarify what it is we're doing when we're dealing with this deck here. Right? This is the Metu Neter deck. Metu, word, Neter, of God. Right? These are the words of God, right? So this deck relates to your spirit in such a way where you are informed of the parts that exist within and without. Okay? So, it's like we understand God, right? God, the full God, right? There is one God, which the Egyptians were very understood in, you know, right? This is if you didn't understand, this is based on the ancient Kemetic uh, pantheon, right? The Pa'aut Neteru, which is the original tree of life, right? When you're dealing with the Pa'aut, you are dealing with the archangels, right? These are the highest angels, okay? Underneath the Pa'aut, or I say underneath the deities of the Pa'aut, are all of the rest of the deities, right? All of the, deities and saints and, things like that. You have to remember that the Egyptian understanding of life was pretty much I want to say, the first, the second, right? Because Sumer was right around in that time, and coming up not too far from that was China, which is African influence as well. But so the Metu Neter is the oldest, right? So when you speak of archangels, right, you're speaking of Neteru or Pa'aut Neteru, which is the original tree of life. Okay, so we're dealing with the original tree of life within and without, right? So it's like when we, speak of God, we can speak of God in its various manifestations, its various parts, right? God is love, God is war, God is intelligence, God is stillness of meditation, you know, and the emotions that go along with this. All of these have, you know, things that they're that they govern in life, right? You know, so all aspects of life are governed by something in this deck, right? One of the 14 parts of being, right? So it's like basically it's the Egyptians did the impossible, right? They codified the understanding of God, right? And if it's not impossible, right? It's not impossible. It's just a matter of connecting in that way. You stick your mind out there and you will connect, So that's what they did. I mean, these people sat in meditation and they received from heaven the what about what? okay? So when we are pulling Metu Neter cards, right, we are doing a spiritual diagnosis, right? You are taking a snapshot of what's going on in your spirit. You say, has comment on my focus or my month or my spiritual condition, right? It's a very good one, right? I did a video on the various questions that should be posed to this oracle, right? Good video. You need to check it out. It's back there somewhere. But yeah, so that's what we're doing, right? We are, asking God to snapshot the spirit, right? So we can understand what's here. Now, what's deep about that is that, say you get a offset, right? Offset is what's going on in my spirit. Okay, well, how do you take advantage of that? How do you use that? How do you tap into that, right? Offset comes with a mantra, right? A word of power, a word that doesn't have any meaning, or I should say a group of words that doesn't have any meaning, but they elicit a certain response from the spirit, right? You tap in by chanting this mantra, right? It taps you into this emotion, this understanding, this intelligence, right? That you will, carry in life, right? Makes you, she has a bunch of things under it, right? I ain't gonna get into what Offset is all about right now, right? Y'all can check out the video and y'all can get the book, right? But yeah. So, that's what's up with the Metu Neter. Metu Neter is going to tell you what you're working with inside and what's necessary outside. You might ask about, a job, or ask about dealing with a particular individual, or, some level of endeavor, and you get your readings. You know what I'm saying? You get, oh, I have to be seeker on this particular mission. Okay, well, let me sit down in meditation and chant to seeker, right? Let me put on the colors of seeker. Let me put on the scent of seeker as I go into this interview, which I got seeker for, right? As I go to do this thing, let me go ahead and wrap myself in the, energy of the deities, right? Let me bolster the energy of the deities, because all of these are in here, right? See, again, man is divine, right? Man, the parts of God are all in here. So you see seeker for out there, you turn on seeker for in here. That's how we do it, right? So that being said, all right, we did the reading already. I told you I was doing it while I thought I was on camera, but I wasn't. Right, and this is what we got. We got Tehuti Speaks, right? That's a negative Tehuti, right? Tehuti is the martial aspect of man, right? So this is saying that Mars is going to be either off or aggravated, agitated, right? This could represent, conflicts coming at you in your direction, right? What I've been finding out, and this is kind of deep because, I got a martial kind of spirit, me, grow up Scorpio, you know what I'm saying? My birthday's coming up. My birthday's in a couple of days. But yeah, so this martial thing makes you want to defend, you know what I mean? And, what you say? Who looking at me? What you looking at, right? Offend, right? You wind up being the type of person who is kind of cantankerous, right? A Klingon, right? Tehuti people tend to be the Klingons, right? Y'all know it's a Star Trek reference, right? We go back to Star Trek. You understand how remember Worf, right? Worf was a Klingon, and he was like up. He was about to fight you at every turn, right? So, that is something that is not necessary in life, right? Because there are all 11 aspects on the tree, need to be expressed as we walk this thing, not just Tehuti, right? So, so the martial thing will want to fight, right? The martial thing will instinctively take a hit and throw the punch back, right? So what I'm learning is that, and what this reading is saying, right? Because we see Omen follow right after it, right? Omen is my IO. I have an Omen IO, right? I come with the Tehuti spirit, right? Partially Tehuti, right? Uh, and in my mission, right, God says this is what you must do. You must be Amen through that, right? That's you got to transmute, you got to change, right? That's what life says, to change. If you don't change in your life, you're not doing the right thing. So so this reading is about not fighting, right? Letting go and letting God. That's what this reading is about. And I've found that it's deep because, I've been attacked. I've been attacked recently, and the whole time I've been attacked, God's been saying, chill out. I don't want you to fight. Let me fight for you, right? See, when you can wrap your head around that and just be content, right? Then, like, God's punches are more impactful than your punches. It's just the truth. You know what I mean? God got a hell of a right hook, uppercut combination. You know what I'm saying? So, so you let go and you let God. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is saying. This is saying there's conflicts in your wake, right? This week, you probably got, if you're anything like me, you probably got people going woogly right now as the moon is full to try and throw you some upset. But no, if you wrap yourself in this, right, contentedness, right, being content, that's what Amen means. This is the key to all addictions, right? If you are addicted to anything, right, whether it be a human, hello, whether it be a substance, right, whether it be a place that is not good for you, etc. If you are addicted, you need to tap into your Amen, right? Because that's going to bring you back to neutral, back to, peace, right? Be able to be at peace once you tap into that Amen. So this is what the week is saying. For this week, God is saying, get into your Amen. Don't deal with the fights that's going on around you. Let them do what they do. They're only fighting themselves. And it's going to show up in their karma. You know what I mean? Yeah. I guess I know. I wanted to say I apologize, but I don't apologize for being me. I was going to say I apologize for making y'all feel like y'all want to fight me, but really I don't. That's on y'all, you know what I'm saying? See, but I let God fight my battle, right? Because, that's what I'm shown is the best way. See, you feel it when God fights my battle. You know what I'm saying? You feel it. I know you feel it. So this is what's being said, right? Don't have the fight. Just let go and let God. Be content in the understanding that God got your back. You see how men come after this Tehuti Tem? Right? Tehuti Tem is like a murderous mindset. This is somebody who wants to murder you. This is like murder, right? This is like bad, right? This is criminal activity here. Tehuti Tem, right? Tehuti 2 is the soldier for God with the sword and the shield. You know what I'm saying? He gonna protect something. He gonna defend something, right? Yeah. He is the hero. He's the Super Saiyan, matter of fact, right? This is when God, or when, the individual bolsters that aspect of God within him. And, you go into whatever it is and you're going to win that fight, right? You go in there as Tehuti. We're just saying Tehuti Tem, right? Whatever's going on, negative Tehuti, you don't have to deal with it. You come right here. You get in this bubble. Get inside this Amen bubble and chill. There'll be no trouble. All right. Let us go to the Ichi. Excuse my rickety chair. You know what I'm saying? Donations help. All right, here we go. Open stress. Open stress, open stress, open. close stress, open, closed, close stress, open, closed, closed, stressed, open, closed. We got the 35 into the 4. 35 into the 4. Okay. Show y'all what that look like. Hopefully y'all can decipher the mess. Alright, 35 into the 4. Okay. Okay, so the 35th hexagram, the second line was about the woman's, the boon of the wise woman. Right? Accepting the boon of the wise woman. Right, so it's like some advice comes in, right, from a wise individual, you know, likely a woman, a female, or somebody in the, you know, feminine energy, right? Feminine energy, you know, the feminine governs the access that we have to the third eye, which is about intuition. So anytime you walk in an intuition, it's kind of like a feminine trait, right? So if you are possessed of this, then, you know, they're going to call you a divine feminine and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But it's all good. Do what you got to do. Look, we got the hexagram of progress, right? So progress is afoot here, right? Progress. The noble prince is honored with great many horses. He is granted audience 3 times a day. Hold up. Gotta put my old man specs on. Solar return is this year again, so. Right. Old man specs. Right, so, you know, so, I mean, in a nutshell, what we just said was there is progress, right? Somewhere where you're dealing, you're going to progress, right? Things are going to go up for you, okay? Let's go to the line. Lines 2 and line 4. So, line 2 is sorrowful in his progress. And this is the astrology of the I Ching by Chu and Sherelle, right? It's at this point, it's my I Ching scrolls. This is a book that I've had since '92, okay? So this book is older than some of y'all, right? It seems like these oracles, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I like to do it that way because this got my spirit on it. It's got my young spirit on it, you know what I'm saying? So I keeps this stuff. This stuff will be bronze one day, okay? Anyway, sorrowful in his progress. Righteous persistence brings good fortune. Blessings are bestowed by one's ancestors. The meaning of this line is quite similar to that of line 1, except the teaching is on a higher level. The persons depicted here are sorrowful because their own progress does not seem to be what it ought to be, nor does that of others. They instantly recognize the great many things to be done, but their helpers are few. Most other people are uncaring. Persistence in what is right will eventually bring good fortune. All right, so, right, so this is, you know, sorrowful in progress. Blessings are bestowed by one's ancestors. Yeah, so that's the boon of the wise woman in the other text, right? The other text that I deal with is the Wilhelm Bain's Book of Changes, the I Ching, right? Right, so, you know, so this is a pretty good line, right? This is saying, hey, you know, you're looking around, things don't seem to be moving, but don't sleep. It's moving. Don't even sleep. You know, just don't worry, like, because it's all good, right? For the officer and official, he will receive public recognition for his efforts, right? For the business and professional, he will be checked and held back at first. Later, he will make substantial gains, right? For ordinary people, his desires will be fulfilled. Also, he will be helped by his mother or his wife or by their prospective or respective families. Right, so this presages something good, right? Even though it just doesn't look like it's progress. It's progress. All right, we go to the 4, right? Marmot-like progress, perseverance is hazardous. Marmot-like progress. This is like the marmot, right? Marmot is like I think another line reads this is like scurrying around like a mouse, right? Like something comes and frightens you into movement. Now you're like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So this line is saying, no, you don't. You don't have to do that. You know, perseverance in that activity, scurrying around like a mouse, is not cool, right? You're just supposed to be chill, right? Americans would speak of prairie dog-like progress since the animal is the closest to the American relation of the marmot. The prairie dog lives within a limited territory and needs companionship with others. It acts like an emperor over its domain, yet runs to its burrow when danger threatens, and in general makes little or no progress. People exhibiting these characteristics will find many hazards in the course of their life, with others taking advantage of these innocuous characteristics. Their progress will be limited unless they become more dynamic. Right? For the most auspicious, he will be in a high position, but since he does not have the qualities to be a true leader, he will be envied by others and disparaged, and will find maintaining his status and position difficult. Right? At least auspicious, he will be a troublesome man with little or no virtue, sometimes vicious and obnoxious. This is that Haruka Huti Tem energy, right? You know, little cantankerous mob just want to fight some, right? He will have a difficult life with few or no achievements, right? For the officer or official, his progress and efforts will constantly be thwarted. For business and professional, he will be stalemated and unable to find a way to progress. Ordinary people, he will have many unavoidable disputes, right? So, you know, this is saying that don't submit to that type of behavior, right? You see the conflict coming, you dip into a mode of, you know, balance, right? Contentedness, right? You know, understanding that, you know, you got this, right? You have faith in yourself, then nothing can harm you. You are divine, right? The divine lives here. You tap into that divine. You don't deny that divine. I don't care what they told you. Don't deny the divine within, right? So Amen Hetep, contentedness. You be content through that addiction, right? Through that, you know, conflict that may come knocking at your door, right? You know what I mean? Just from right here, you know? Yeah, right? And the 4, right? See, this goes into the 4 because the 4 is immaturity, right? The hexagram of immaturity, right? This could, you know, be, you know, you're new in a particular type of setting, right? You know, you could be an old person, and this reading applies to you as you're new to this, whatever it may be, right? So yeah, it's a combination of, you know, you see in the first line that was stressed, there was, you know, good stuff, right? He will be checked at first, held back, then make substantial gains later, right? Stuff like that. And this line is like, you know, if you dip into this level of it, right, then it won't be so fortunate, right? So, yeah. So the thing is, Amen, right? The thing on this week is Amen, okay? Amen, contentedness, right? You know, peacefulness, right? Amen is where you find peace. Maintain your peace, right? Bolster your peace. That's what's happening this week for us, right? And that's where the progress is going to come from, right? Progress is a very, very good hexagram, you know. It's, you know, it presages progress. So, you know, just rock with it. Okay. Let's see what the tarot talk about. Let's see. Oh. What the tarot I talk about? Oh. Queen of Wands jumps out. She's kind of sideways. Queen is sideways, y'all. Queen of Wands at that. Right? She's sideways. Alright, so we're going to take that in reverse. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Ace of Pentacles is reversed. Alright, so something's messing with you. Well, this could be a human. This could be a human who is represented as a Aries, Leo, or Sag, right? Female with a weird disposition, right? She's in the reverse. Many times you see black magic when you see this, right? This is a witch, right? A witch, and she's looking for somebody's pentacles, looking to mess up somebody's pentacles. This is very possible, right? Nothing really else is peeping out. It's just these two cards right here, right? Everything else is kind of like, properly concealed. I don't see any of the paint, right? When I see the paint, that's when I know I should grab it. But it's just these two. This upside down queen, Aries, Leo, Sag, right? Fire sign individual who is jaded in some way and mad, right? And, she's looking to affect someone's pentacles, right? So, this is an attitude of immaturity, right? This individual believes that they have the right to do this, which is immature, because of course you don't have the right to do that, right? Let's look at the whole thing, right? Another way we could look at this is someone's confidence is affected, right? Queen of Wands is, confident, right? Queen of Wands is, fiery, passionate, confident, right? When in the upright, right? In the reverse, though, right? She's a witchy type of bothered, unhinged, insecure, narcissistic, devil-minded person, right? This is someone who ain't right, right? Right? She's trying to mess with people's pentacles, right? There's stuff on the table, right? The devil is there in reverse. Magician's in the reverse, right? So people are in the background when they spell John, stuff like that, right? So, again, right, we will go to an understanding of Amen, right? Amen. When things don't go your way, it is not necessary to wallow, right? It is not necessary to jump up and, oh my God, lose it, right? It's not necessary, because at the essence, there is peace. Think about this. Think about being captured by the enemy. Right now, put yourself in this scenario right now. Imagine yourself being captured by the enemy. And what do you think? You think, wow, I'm captured. Like, what could happen? What's the worst that could happen to you now? Well, the worst that could happen to you is they torture you, right? So now you're on the torture table. You're being tortured. Where do you go within your mind, right? The only place left to go is, because look, you're not gonna, somebody's torturing you, right? You're not gonna, if you can avoid it, you're not gonna show that individual that you're tortured. You're gonna just, you're gonna just kind of zap out to a place where there is contentedness. That's what you're gonna try and find, right? It may be hard, it'll definitely be hard. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who's been tortured, will tell you how hard it was, but they will also speak to you about finding a place where, this is the last thing that could happen. Like, what else is there, right? Okay, after, when, someone grabs your hand and put a lot of pressure on it, ooh, that hurts for a minute. After a while, it's numb. When you don't feel the pain, right? Same thing, when people put pain to you, right? When you can adjust your mind to contentedness, right? I want to be content with this pain. Pretty soon your mind goes somewhere else, right? And you forget that, someone got your finger, right? Or whether it may be a cut or whatever it may be, right? I don't know if my example is the best right there, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that when you get to a point where you're being, affected negatively, right? The answer is not to jump up and respond all crazy, right? The answer is to retreat to the place of peace within. That's how you deal with all circumstances, right? Well, if you got an Amen IO, right? That's why, some of y'all know my recent challenges. I'm in IO. This was supposed to be for me, right? The various things that are happening, in the background. That type of stuff was supposed to happen because my test is Amen, right? To get to the zone of peace, right? So this is what's being extended to the collective, right? Your test this week is to be Amen, right? You got challenges to your stability, perhaps, right? The Ace of Pentacles is in the reverse, right? So, this is, maybe some materialization, being affected, right? But, again, this is aggression coming at you, things like that. This is combated with peace. You ain't got to go put on boxing gloves, right? Listen, I could tell y'all that this is true because I know about the rituals that happened this week. I know about the various things that happened this week, but you see, I'm so fresh and so clean. You can't, so that's that, y'all. All right, let's go for the days, right? Let's go for the days of the week to read this week. All right, so we know that we're going to be challenged this week. This week, will perhaps have some challenges to it, but we also know that God is sitting right over top of it. And if we can tap into that emotion, right, that God is, which is perfect peace, then we'd be all right. We would transmute whatever the thing is, right? Whatever the thing is. This is how you transmute things, right? You go to the area of contentedness within your being. That's how you deal with things, right? Whatever it may be, right? Sometimes it gets ugly. But only if you think about it that way. Only if you say you submit to the fact that, oh, yeah, this is ugly. You submit to it, then yeah, it's going to be ugly. But if you don't, right? If you just go, I'm at peace, you can't fuck with me, then it is what it is, right? And it ain't ugly, right? It's all right. It's all right. You're going to be all right. So we are going to do for the week. Now, let me make sure that everything is good. Okay. Now, let's pull for the week. Okay, 26 is tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay, the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is a lie, right? This is a lie, right? This is the truth not being, someone not dealing with the truth, right? Someone dealing with the lie. So perhaps this is, lies that come out somewhere, right? Something, that someone is looking to do some harm with lies, right? Verbal, not untruths, okay? The moon, right? The moon is a full moon right now, but this is in reverse. So there's things going on, right? Under the moon, right? And perhaps these will be revealed on Monday, right? Queen of Cups on Tuesday, right? So, you are in your meditative, zone, right? Male or female, right? You are working with your intuition, right? You are, you're looking to, to be kind to others, you know what I'm saying? Maintain your, composure, maintain your serenity, right? And that's Tuesday. Wednesday, there is a loss, right? 5 of Cups, right? Perhaps this is a relationship problem, right? This is a loss of something in relationship, right? But this is like spilt milk. You don't have to be really upset about this, whatever this is. This is like, yeah, it's, two people fight, or have a falling out type of thing, have a splitting up type of thing, but it doesn't have to oppress you, right? It's spilt milk. You're crying over spilt milk. Be happy for the cup that still remains, right? Okay. That's a Wednesday. This is a Thursday. It's the Knight of Cups in reverse. All right. So perhaps there is a trickster-minded individual, a flattery type of person, someone who is insincere, right? Look out for someone who is insincere on Thursday, okay? Friday, Three of Pentacles is in reverse, okay? So this is either a group is getting together for, ill purposes, or, perhaps, some way the group is having problems, right? There's a problem with the group, right? Three of Pentacles, whatever your group is, whether it be the job, whether it be school, whether it be a friends group, whatever it is. On Friday, it's getting funny. Saturday, the Fool is in reverse. All right, the Fool is in reverse on Saturday. So this is someone not taking a leap of faith, right? Or outright someone acting like a fool, being a fool. The four, right? The fourth hexagram is youthful folly, and that's on the table. That's right here. Youthful folly, right? So next Saturday, someone is going to be acting a fool. Tehuti Tem also, right? Tehuti Tem can be very impulsive, right? It's just someone who just does stuff, right? I'm just going to go do this thing, whatever it is, and you don't think too much, right? So, yeah, this is an attitude of immaturity because it's just not the way you do things in life, right? You have to give everything, that you into some thought, unless you freestyle it, you know what I'm saying? Or winging it, right? Some people have a good capacity to be able to do that. Some people don't. But yeah, this is not jumping off on your leap of faith, or this is acting a fool, right? Responding in a foolish way to something, right? And that is that, right? So yeah, there's some challenges, right? Major arcanas are in reverse this week, right? I'm going to tell you to stay what they call prayed up, right? That's what this is. See, Omen is God, period, right? Omen is the aspect of man that is directly connected to God. This is the aspect that God, within us, right? This is when there was only God and God had to make things, right? If there was only God, then everything that was made has to come from it, right? So, by extension, everything, all of us, right, have that spark of divine inside, right? So we have to tap into our spark of divine to deal with life, right? So that's what's being said. This is, just putting it in your face like this is the classroom this week. Yeah, you'll have challenges, but that's your answer. Do your homework. Your answer is Amen. Do your homework. All right? That's where we at, folks. All right, so I'm going to leave it right there, right? This shouldn't be, again, when you take it to Amen, you will be so shocked what God will do for your life or in your space, you know what I'm saying? The things that will come to you, Remember, progress is on this week. So just be mindful of your reactions. Don't be, don't run around like a prairie, how squirrels do, when they see you coming, they start screaming, don't do that. When you see the challenge coming, you revert to peace. Revert to peace, right? All right, folks, that's it. We're going to say peace and love, and we're going to do it again next week. Peace.